Hi, everybody. I figured I'd pop on a few seconds early. Um, so yeah, I am doing one of the things I dread most in this life, and that is packing my shit. I fucking hate this with a passion. Where am I going? Oh, to my new home. My new, very old home. Hey, Sammy Joe, welcome to the first time ever. Isn't this adorable? We found this in Eastleigh, South Carolina when we were visiting Sarah. Bella found this. And I think it's beautiful. And we have it here displayed with our crystals because Bella loves it. I do too. Oh my goodness, I don't even know where to start. There's so much shit. Oh. Packing is like the worst. So I kind of really just wanted to come on to recap from yesterday's video. I don't know why I expected anything less, but as always, y'all all showed up for me and were just kind and compassionate and the amazing human beings that you all are, and I'm super grateful. I got random messages from people I've never spoken to before a day in my life that live in my community, actually. And I don't know, it was just, you know, it was nice. It was just really nice. And I spoke to some people that I haven't spoke to in a really long time. It was really good. It was really, really good. And it made me, oh, Frankie's barking at somebody. It made me realize that, I don't know, maybe things are going to be how they're supposed to be, right? Like, I think, sometimes we don't understand why things are happening the way they're happening while they're happening because we're so in the center of it. We can't see the things that are going around on the outside of it. And I think I'm guilty of that too. I think that's just like human nature and stuff. Why are you crying? Hold on. I think she's... Michael! What's up, buddy? Is the boat back yet? Hold on. Let me get the dog. What are you stuck on? Where are you stuck? How do you do this every time? Don't knock over my phone. Okay. Sorry about that. She never fails. She manages to always get stuck somewhere. Hey, Julian. How are you, my friend? So, anyway, moving on. I think yesterday was really good for me. Sometimes I get so stuck in my own head and worried about, I don't even know. Just worried bro, I don't want your bone. I don't want to play with the bone right now. I love you very much. Please go sit down. You cannot have the rock. Thank you. And oh, hi from France. Gosh, I want to go eat in France. I just needed that, I guess. Maybe I don't know how to explain it. Like, I just needed that. First off, I needed our community and I needed to talk to you guys and I needed to vent and say what I needed to say without feeling like I was going to hurt someone's feelings or offend someone. And I'm always so worried about, like, I guess maybe it stems back, bro, you need to stop. Oh my goodness gracious. All her toys have been over here. She hasn't had her toys in a week. She's like freaking out. I guess it stems back to like my addiction, right? Because when we are in active addiction, we notoriously hurt people, let them down, offend them, the whole gamut of shit, right? And now that I'm in the sobriety part of my life, the sustainable sobriety part of my life, I don't want to be that person anymore, and I don't want anyone to be like, she switched it up, or she whatever, and this, that, and the third. And I put these incredibly lofty expectations on myself, and I do it all the time with everything that I do. Like, I'm literally the epitome of failure is not an option, even though that's such bullshit. Because sometimes, Erin, I love you. Because sometimes, like, you have to fail in order to learn a lesson, to know how to do better the next time. And sometimes, oh my God, guys, hold on. She's freaking out. I don't even know what she has. I don't even know where she found that. She's a nut, I'm telling you. How do I turn this back around? Okay. So yeah, that's what's left of the living room. But you know, I just feel like I needed some shit to happen. Oh, thank you. I bought it secondhand off Marketplace. I am a secondhand type of gal. So, I don't know. I just kind of needed that moment. I needed that space to be able to say, like, this fucking sucks. And, like, I feel bad and I feel whatever. And I had some people that I probably, she's going to come for me if I say probably. I have someone in my life who is very near and dear to me that I absolutely should have reached out to and said, like, and I said to her last night, I said, what do you want me to do? Call you up and tell you I feel like a bag of dicks? And she goes, yeah, absolutely. When I feel like a bag of smashed assholes, I call you up and I tell you. And I was like, fair point. Okay. You know, sometimes we get so stuck in our own heads that we feel like how we're feeling is a bother and not relevant and nobody gives a shit and nobody wants to hear it. And that's absolutely 100% not accurate. And, you know, I'm a person too. Sometimes I guess I need that space. And I don't have that space often in my life, but I have it here in this community. And I'm grateful for you guys for that. And I just needed to say that. So, and the comments yesterday, you guys made me cry a lot, which obviously is not something difficult to do. But you guys, your words were beautiful. I read each and every single comment. They all meant just an amazing amount to me. And Denise, thank you for what you did, as always. I appreciate that. You know, we're just, I know bad times happen for a reason. Not even bad. I don't want to say bad times because it's not bad. It's hard, right? It's hard. Hard times. So I know hard times happen for a reason, and we are having a hard time because, well, just because, right? I don't know what you said, Donnie. Hold on. I'll get back to work. I'll respond to your message. I read it this morning as I was getting Bella ready for school, and then I didn't respond, so I'm sorry. I will respond back. You know, I just, this is a good thing. I guess that's what I'm rambling about, trying to say. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. I'm super appreciative that you guys are all in my life, and I'm hoping that this is too just a phase and it's going to pass. I'm going to have an epiphany and I'm going to know where I want to go moving forward. But after my homie Bobby Joe called me last night and we had that conversation about being smashed bags of things, we had a really open discussion, and I feel like I'm starting to see my path for the future clearer and understand where I want to go. And I think addiction, I think substance use disorder and domestic violence is really where my future is headed. You know, as a past person of both, I feel like that's where my higher power has been pointing me lately. And a lot of local people yesterday messaged me and was like, if you start housing, we will support you. We need housing. We need supported living. We need all that. So I think that's where that shit is headed for me. I think, you know, sometimes you just gotta like take a shot in the dark and say shit out loud and see where it lands and who it lands to and how it goes. And I think without even realizing it or trying to or meaning to yesterday, that's kind of what I did. And I think I think that's where that shit's headed for me. I really, in my heart, I really fucking feel that way. Oh no. Oh my God, Sammy. That's fucking horrible. I'm so sorry. I don't know what I could do to support you or help you, but please let me know. Shit, that's fucking traumatizing. I mean, how scary is that? Like, how fucked up are we as a society that we're carjacking people still? Like, bro, can we get with the times? Well, thank you, Julie. You know, I feel like if you don't say stuff out loud sometimes, hi, I fucking miss you. I hope to see you in a few weeks. That was to Anna. So I feel like, I have to say things outside of my own head at times to hear if they really sound as crazy as I think, or if they sound as normal as I think, right? So yeah, I really think though, like, I'm about to team up and do something with a veterans domestic violence shelter in Saratoga, New York. I'm going to be making a wish list for them, and we're going to be doing a bunch of donations, and I'm hopefully going to be able to get involved other ways. And I don't know, like everything is just feeling that way to me, guiding me that way, pushing me that way, and I just really feel like that's the next path for me. I really feel like we need to, parents in general are important, right? And the children are, I know as cliche as this is going to sound, the children are our future. But what we don't realize is when we are in DV relationships, when we go through SUD, when we have depression and mental illness, so do our children, right? Whether they actually physically have it or not, they go through it with us. And by them going through it with us, moms are the one primarily who are raising babies these days. It is what it is. I'm not going to touch on why I feel that way, why I don't feel that way. It is what it is. And if we don't take care of the moms who can take care of the children, we are setting the next generation up to have the same fucked up feelings that we got from our past generation parents. You know, we don't talk about mental health enough. And mental health looks like a lot of things. It's not just mental illness. It's not just, oh, my mind isn't right, so I have mental illness. Like, that's not, there's so many. Self-care is mental health. Certain things are just, thank you. I appreciate that. You know, I just feel like we got to start stepping it up, man. We are losing an entire generation, and the next generation is not going to have grandparents, and the grandparents and those types of things were what held us together when we were younger. We're not going to have that. Like, my daughter, when she gets to be a parent age, her and her people are not going to have grandparents in their life because we've either all unalived ourselves because of poor mental health, or we're all incarcerated because of shitty fucking rules and laws, or our substance use has killed us, right? So I feel like we have to start at the very basic and get people into healthy relationships. Yes, cycle breakers. You know, we do. We need generational cycle breakers. And let me tell you, speaking from a point and a heart of being one of those and being in that, especially after the bullshit that's happened in my life, that shit's fucking exhausting. And you question every move you make and everything you do because it's also fucking foreign to you. You don't know whether it's right or wrong. And it's hard. And sometimes, oh, okay. Oh, Anthony's here. Say hi to YouTube. Where's your face? So, I think yesterday was really good, and I think moving forward, I'm gonna start doing more stuff like that, because I think we don't talk about that enough. I think we try and put on a face and pretend like those things don't exist, and that because your life has gotten to a certain point that you still can't have feelings like that. Yeah, well, narcissistic is a whole nother level of fucked up. I mean, that shit will keep your brain fried for years and years and years, even after you've left that relationship. Whether it's an intimate relationship, a parental relationship, any of that. Like, I know for me, I grew up in a very, very, very narcissistic home, and there are times that I still have to check myself, like, oh, you don't have to say those things anymore. You don't have to do those things anymore, because that's not the case of how you live your life now. It has long-lasting effects on you, no matter how far removed you get from it. You try and find a place to sit. There's not many chairs left. Oh. Wait, I didn't see it this side. Well, anxiety is made to be hard. Like, anxiety is... that's its job, right? Like, so every disease, every illness, everything is geared and made in mind to do its specific job. And for anxiety, it's made to be hard. It's made to do what it does. It's made to fuck your day up, your hour, your week, your life, whatever. And people make a joke about it, and people think that anxiety is not a real thing. And I hate to say it, but I don't care how strong your mental health is, there's not a human being alive that does not suffer from some form of anxiety, whether it's situational anxiety, relationship anxiety, work anxiety. We all, even children, we all go through those things. Oh God, I forgot about this. Oh, it still works. Yeah, it is. It's a natural human thing. Anthony's mumbling shit in the background. You know, I mean... Well, yeah, that's your risk. When you have anxiety, that is 100% everybody's response. And some people have fight and some people have flight. But also, I feel like everybody's fight is different. Everybody's flight is different. For some people, fighting might actually physically mean fighting. Oh, this fucking light keeps flashing or blinking or whatever. It's driving me crazy. Oh, I don't know what somebody just said. Let me say. That's normal. A lot of people, when I get to the point that when I get super, super angry, I shake and then I cry, because I'm so incredibly mad at that moment that I cannot formulate the sentence or the words that I need to say to take that anger away from me at that moment. And then I get frustrated and then I cry. And if I'm mad and I'm crying, you should probably just walk away, because that means I'm not mad. I'm like fucking a second away from unaliving someone. Like, I'm mad. And I hate that about myself, because I know people, when they see me cry because I'm so irately mad, they take it as a sign of weakness, and it is the complete opposite. But that's for another time. And I think everybody goes through that. I know, I see it in my daughter. I see that when she gets nervous or unsure of a situation, or like she did something wrong, right away her eyes get wide and they start to tear up, and I'm like, it's okay. Like, it's okay to make mistakes. That's how we learn from them. That's how we move forward. And she gets very, what's the word? I don't know, she just gets very remorseful and very scared that something bad has happened or whatever, because for the last previous time of her life, I can't say last year, because last year she was with me, and that's when we've started to work on it. But beforehand, she was with my parents, who did the same exact thing to me. And I even said to my dad the other day, he said something to me, and I said, you did such a bang-up job with me. How could we not expect history to repeat itself? So, you know, they have put that same bullshit on her and made her feel the same way that they had made me feel. So, I did not realize I had so many damn bottles over. Oh, shit. Well, that was the cap to that one. Well, now there's a bunch of amethyst pieces. It'll be good luck for the next person. Yes, that is absolutely, Betsy, that absolutely does happen, unfortunately. I hope that you have a doctor that you're comfortable with, that you can say that to, because that is scary when you have an anxiety attack and you're driving and your vision goes blurry, or, you know, you can't feel your arm, or it sucks. Sure wish Bella would have put the cap back on this one. Look at all these little pieces that just went all over the damn place. So, there's that. My old roommate gave this to me. Look how cute this is. And it has all these little guys inside. I don't know how I'm going to get all these money in boxes. Right, people do. People automatically think that that makes you like a weak person and whatever the case may be, and it's not. It's not the case at all. It's the fact that you're so incredibly mad that you don't know how to respond in that moment, and it is what it is. Oh shit, I'm gonna break my glasses. You know, most people experience shit like that. I feel like that's a supernatural thing to have happen. Thank God for psychiatrists, yeah. Some of them, for sure. Some of them, unfortunately, I feel like do more harm than they do good. But some of them, some are amazing. I have a dear friend that I recommend everybody to. That's the woman that I had a conversation with last night, because I just feel like, well, first off, she gets things on a different level because of personal experiences. And I absolutely just adore her for that. And she's very down to earth. She's super not judgy, especially when it comes to addiction, abuse, domestic violence, things of that nature. Funny story, actually. She used to work for CPS. And she came to visit my husband many, many, many years before I ever even met him. And they did not get along at all. And he made her and her coworker stand outside in the rain. And then when her and I became friends and she started coming around, he actually said to her, he said to me, he goes, "Oh my God, I knew her. Now I know why." And the next time he saw her, he asked her, and she was like, "You fucking asshole. I remembered. I just didn't want to say anything." She was like, "I was drenched. I had to go home and change my shoes. You made me stand out in the rain for so long." So, it's good times. They're friends now, though. It's very, very funny. Yeah, you definitely have to find the right one. Oh my God, that's horrible. Stuff like that stays with you, you know? Like, I can't imagine being in a war or being carjacked or whatever. Like, I know the things I went through are very traumatizing to me, even many years after I'm removed from it. So I can't imagine being in that type of situation, like being carjacked and like being able to move past that so easily, or not having a fear. You know, it's like when you get into a car accident and then you go to get back in the car, you're like kind of gun shy at like the same type of situation. And I can't imagine going through something like that. That's fucking scary. I hope they find good therapists that actually help them, and it doesn't guide the rest of their life. This is overwhelming. There's so much shit on these shelves. I don't know where to put it all. But we really did it. It looks like we did, but we really didn't, because there's like nothing out of the cabinets. We got the beds, the couch, like main stuff, but we didn't get. There's so many little things, like all these fucking crystals that I absolutely love and would not trade for the world or leave. So I can't even imagine after being in a war, right, and having that massive amount of PTSD, which is 100% normal because you do things in that situation that are very traumatizing and out of the ordinary and all that. And then 90% of the time, you don't get the proper medical care for your mind when you come home. So what do people do? They turn to substances because, I mean, who wouldn't? Who would be able to deal with that? And then now they almost made it worse for themselves because they have their past PTSD from the things that went on, right? Which are very, very difficult things to talk about and whatnot. And then on top of it, then they have their substances now that they've picked up to try and make what was already bad better. And hindsight, we all know substances don't make anything better in the long run. They just make it great for the first 5-10 times. You feel all right, you feel better, you can forget a little bit, but then after that it just makes it worse because now you're a slave to both things. You have this PTSD situation that's ruling you. Oh, perfect, I don't wear these. And now you have this fucking substance that you're a slave to, and it doesn't get better. It only gets worse with time, as we all unfortunately know. And it just makes life that much harder. And then on top of it, then you're fucking poor because every penny you have to put towards getting better. It's just a vicious cycle. And I can't even imagine these poor people who go fight wars for us, come home, can't even get the proper medical care that they need for their mind. And forget about the physical stuff. I mean, I know people who have made appointments for the VA and shit, and months and months and months later, it's why there's such a high unaliving amount in that industry, because shit's rough. And it's sad. These men and women put their lives on the line for us, and we can't even get them a fucking mental health appointment when they come home. Mind-blowing to me, actually. So I'm excited about potentially teaming up with this shelter for these women. They're actually in the process of starting. So the one that they have existing currently does not allow for their children to come. They're in the process of starting one that their children will be allowed to come, which that is always amazing, because as a mom, you can't even pretend to concentrate on your recovery when your child's not in the right spot. I know, the VA is. It is. It's fucking sickening. I just can't even imagine living my life like that. I can never imagine having to depend on someone who doesn't take my needs seriously when it comes to mental health and stuff like that. Oh, I hope these don't break. I'm going to be super devastated if they do. Do they, Erin? That's good to know. Because I know the places around here, they're fucking shit. Like, I've seen people have to wait months for appointments, go through crazy referral processes, like even just to get like a medication refill or hearing aids, not even anything that's like life altering, just like basic stuff. Well, that's good to know. Maybe people should start going there. That's like from around here. We just recently had a vet's home close that centered around substance, and they just closed because they couldn't keep funding it and whatever the case may be. In Canada, it's hit and miss. Yeah, but I think your hit and miss is better than our hit, unfortunately. We have such a shitty way of medically treating our country. Well, at least they were good, though, if you had to spend a lot of time there with them. Oh, I don't know what to do with all this stuff. I still have to pack all these plants. Well, I just wanted to jump on really fast and tell everybody thank you for all the beautiful words and everything. It's much appreciated. Um, where am I moving? Just 2 towns over, not very far, like 15 minutes. Um, but there's so much stuff in here. I've lived here for almost 3 years, and I have a lot of little knickknacks, as you can see, and it's overwhelming. I've put this off for as long as I possibly could, and I can't anymore. Well, I'm glad you're up early too and you came on. So I'm going to finish attempting to try and put some of this stuff together. I don't want to, but I have no choice. And yeah. Tomorrow is Thursday, and tomorrow we are taking Connor to the dentist. So maybe he'll want to come say hi for a few minutes before he goes in. He's having a bunch of teeth removed. He's been having a lot of tooth pain lately. And next week he has 10 months. Nope, I'm lying, the week after. The week after he has 10 months. So we are coming very close to a solid year. And that's going to be a first for him. So I'm super excited for him. Anyway, I'm going to finish packing. I love you guys all, and I will see you guys in a few days. Bye.